built this entire film using Higgsfield AI. Let me show you how. Akuma started with a strange image in my head. It's basically an action film about a samurai cult hidden in the suburbs of Buenos Aires. A Japanese tale with Argentine DNA. A story about violence, revenge, and mythology colliding with my childhood neighborhood. Interestingly, the film didn't start with a script. It started with experiments. I was exploring visual references and ideas, trying to find the tone. At that stage, I began mixing different references in Nano Banana Pro, gradually expanding the universe through camera angles, discovering the characters and the visual logic of the world. Using Higgsfield, I started generating test scenes and small sequences. At some point, I had a long shot of a car drifting, crashing, and people watching the accident. Then the camera moved to a rooftop, and suddenly I saw 3 samurais standing around a fire. That image changed everything. That was the moment where the film found its visual identity. One of my favorite moments in the film is a transition between 2 worlds. We see 3 samurais invoking fire. Then the fire becomes the ember of a cigarette. And suddenly, we're with federal police officers. To create this transition, I used Kling start frame and end frame. First, I selected my start frame. I took a clip I had previously generated of the samurai blowing into the fire and exported the last frame of that clip. That frame becomes the in frame for the new shot. Then, I chose the end frame. For this, I used an image I had previously generated of the police officers smoking. Once I have both frames, the movement of the shot is already defined. Then, I designed a prompt for Kling 3, describing the camera, lighting, and performance I wanted. I asked for a handheld ARRI 16mm close-up, where a lighter ignites a cigarette and the camera quickly pulls back to reveal a police officer staring into the lens, while 2 other officers step forward behind him with flashing red and blue patrol lights, creating a gritty documentary atmosphere. I took the original clip of the samurai blowing into the fire and cut directly to the newly generated shot of the cigarette ignition. Because the transition was designed using the last frame of the fire and the first frame of the cigarette, the flame visually flows into the glowing tip of the cigarette. This creates a seamless match transition between the 2 scenes. Visually, I wanted the film to feel documentary, trashy, and heavy. That's why I chose the handheld camera style, because it moves like someone is actually there filming something dangerous. I designed prompts like these for Kling to generate results like this. The texture is rough, lots of grain, harsh lights, urban chaos. What I'm really trying to do is give the AI a human eye and a human soul. When I write a prompt, I'm not just describing an action. I'm thinking about the walls of my neighborhood, the kind of faces that would belong in that place, the casting, the light, and the atmosphere of the street at night. I'm also thinking about how the grain should feel analog, how the image should breathe like real 16mm film. All of those details are part of the beauty of prompting. For the posters in the background of one of the locations, we took inspiration from Ghanaian hand-painted movie posters, using them as visual references in Nano Banana and prompting it to recreate Messi running with the ball while our monsters chase him from behind. In this way, Argentine pop culture blends with the film's surreal tone. Another key sequence happens at a real location, the highway that divides Buenos Aires city from the suburbs. Using Nano Banana, I combined the real photo of the location with references from the film's visual style. I transformed the highway into a night scene with a cinematic 16mm look, adding grain, halation, and blur to the image. Then, I brought it into Kling to animate it. To give it a documentary feeling, I asked for a handheld 16mm shot filmed from inside a moving car at night with heavy shake, motion blur, and an unstable camera reacting to a small distant explosion on the highway. To recreate the top of the tank with the samurai, I took the previous photo of the structure and, in Nano Banana, added a prompt asking for 4 shadowy samurai standing on the rooftop edge. Then, I added bows and arrows to each of them, aiming in different directions as if silently watching the city below. Finally, I took that frame into Kling and animated the arrow release. Akuma is built from details: crucifixes, samurai culture, samurai virgins, messy, fragments of Argentina colliding with fragments of Japan, creating a strange, brutal cultural blend that could only exist in this film. It's about what happens when myth enters a place where it shouldn't exist. For me, it's simply a Japanese tale with Argentine DNA.